A year ago, Washington lived in fear. 6 women vanished without a trace. One man's name connected them all, Ted Bundy. He left the state, but the disappearances didn't stop. They spread. Utah police caught him once, a calm law student with a dark secret. But Bundy walked free, and the hunt began again. January 1976, the Utah investigation was going nowhere. Then, one phone call broke the silence.
Hello? Thompson here.
My name is Carol DaRonch, said a trembling
My name is Carol DaRonch.
She claimed she had escaped from the same man. Months earlier, she had met a man posing as a police officer. He said her car had been broken into and offered to take her to the station. Inside his Volkswagen, the doors locked with a sharp click. Carol noticed there was no police radio, no badge, no ID. Her heartbeat quickened as the car turned off the main road. When she questioned him, his tone changed. Carol tried to grab the door handle, but it wouldn't open. He pulled over, reached for something under the seat. It was a pair of handcuffs. She fought back with everything she had. The car skidded to a stop near a mall parking lot. Carol ran into the street, screaming for help.
Please help!
Two strangers stopped their car and took her in.
Help me, please!
They drove straight to the Murray Police Department.
He said, just get in
Carol
the car.
told the officers
I'll take
everything
you.
she could remember.
And I told him I couldn't go anywhere with him. That's different.
The man, she said, was calm, well-spoken, and drove a yellow Volkswagen.
He had forgotten his wallet. It was right there.
Months passed with no arrest, and
was
Carol's
right
case faded
there.
into silence.
He was always there, watching me every night.
Now, hearing her voice again, detectives reopened the file.
This is the proof we needed.
The description matched the suspect from Seattle.
We have a connection to the suspect in Seattle.
Thompson ordered a new search of Bundy's Volkswagen. Under the seat, they found fibers matching Carol's jacket. The evidence was thin, but it was real, and it pointed straight to Ted Bundy. Prosecutors demanded something stronger, something that would hold in court.
To secure a conviction.
Detective Jerry Thompson had an idea. Bring back the only survivor, Carol DaRonch.
It's time.
Police gathered 6 men of similar build and look. One of them was Ted Bundy. Each was assigned a number. Bundy stood in the middle, number 2. March the 1st, 1976. Carol DaRonch arrived at the Salt Lake County Sheriff's Office. Behind the one-way glass, she faced 6 men under the harsh white lights. Each man turned slowly, following the officer's signal. Carol watched in silence, scanning each face, her pulse racing. Then she stopped,
That's him.
breath catching, her eyes fixed on number 2.
Are you certain?
That's him, she whispered, trembling. Number 2.
That's him.
The room went silent. Thompson looked at the note in his hand. 2 words were written, positive ID. That night, Detective Thompson drove through the rain to the prosecutor's office. We have a witness. She survived him, Thompson said firmly.
She survived him.
The prosecutor nodded once and gave one order.
Get the loading.
Get the warrant.
Get the warrant.
March 2nd, 1976.
Get the warrant.
The arrest warrant for Ted Bundy was signed. Detectives moved quietly. No sirens, no lights, only the sound of rain. Bundy was at home, reading a law book, perfectly calm. A soft knock echoed from the door. He opened it, eyes steady, voice calm. Ted Bundy, you are under arrest, the detective said.
Subject 47A, you are under arrest.
Bundy smiled faintly, like he'd been expecting them all along. It's not over, he whispered softly.
Not over.
He was escorted out, calm and silent. Outside, reporters shouted. Flashbulbs burst in every direction.
Don't worry.
Cameras caught his face, that same perfect smile. The next morning, headlines called him the polite suspect. But to Thompson, politeness meant nothing anymore. Inside the station, Bundy asked calmly for his own lawyer.
Present.
I know the law, he said confidently. Thompson realized they were dealing with something different. He's not scared, one detective whispered quietly.
Why are you
Bundy
smiling,
smiled again,
Zen?
polite, calm, almost charming.
Isn't it obvious, Detective Thompson?
The arrest was done, but the real battle was just beginning. June 1976, the courthouse in Salt Lake City was under siege by reporters. Ted Bundy entered in a gray suit, calm, confident, smiling slightly. He had dismissed his lawyers, choosing to defend himself. I trust no one more than myself, he told the judge. The move shocked prosecutors and impressed a few spectators. In his cell, Bundy had studied Utah law for months. He memorized court rules, using charm to test their limits.
What did you expect me to do here today, officers?
Your claims
At trial,
are baseless.
Bundy spoke like a
I
lawyer,
am innocent.
articulate, calculated,
Your evidence is
cold.
circumstantial at best.
He objected often, citing technicalities he barely understood.
Objection, Your Honor.
The judge tolerated him, curious, cautious, watching. Bundy smiled at the jury, making eye contact like a salesman.
You kept hiding.
He flirted with reporters during recess.
All right, you guys want to know?
One journalist later said, "He made you forget why he was there." But when cross-examining, his tone turned sharp, rehearsed. He
Where were
grilled
you at the
Detective
time of
Thompson
the
with calm
incident?
precision.
I was at home.
Detective, did you see me commit a crime?
Did you see me commit a crime?
Thompson replied, "No, but we found your tools." Bundy smiled. Tools don't commit crimes, Detective. The judge struck the comment, but Bundy had made his point.
I'm not denying
He turned
anything.
to the jury and nodded, as if sharing a secret. For a moment, he had the room in his hands. But the prosecution had one card left, a living witness. Her name was Carol DaRonch, the woman who escaped. The room fell silent as she entered. Bundy turned slightly, offering a polite smile. She wouldn't look at him. When asked to identify her attacker, she stood tall.
He's the man who abducted me.
"It's him," she said, pointing at Bundy. A murmur rippled through the courtroom. Bundy leaned forward, voice calm. "Are you certain?" Carol didn't hesitate. "I'll never forget that face."
I'll never forget that face.
The defense tried to shake her memory,
Can you describe
questioning
the
every
car she was
detail.
driving?
It was an old car. And at that time, he said,
But Carol's story never
I'm a
changed.
police officer. You'll have to come with me.
Bundy crossed his arms, listening like a professor grading a student. The judge called for order, pounding the gavel. Thompson, the detective, confirmed the car's description. Same color, same damage near the fender.
How can I run a free?
Bundy questioned him directly. "Did you see me commit a crime?" "No," Thompson replied, "but we found your tools."
Tools don't commit
Bundy
crimes,
smiled.
Detective.
"Tools don't commit crimes, detective." The judge struck the remark, but the damage was done.
Did you see the yellow
Bundy turned toward
Volkswagen
them and
vehicle?
nodded, like a friend.
Yes, I did.
In that moment, he owned the room.
Wait, no, please don't.
The prosecutor moved for adjournment
Your
to
Honor.
regroup.
The prosecution moves for adjournment to regroup.
The judge agreed, setting a new date for continuation. Bundy's expression said it all. He'd bought himself time. After adjournment, Bundy was taken back to county jail.
I'm
He
asking
requested
for access
to the law library, claiming
I
he'd
intend
defend
to
himself.
defend myself.
The guards, intrigued, approved. Bundy spent hours reading case law and trial transcripts. He wrote motions in neat handwriting, quoting real statutes. Reporters began to notice his confidence. Bundy read every headline, underlining his own name. He smiled, as if fame itself was proof of innocence.
This new evidence against subject
In March
47A, it
1976,
changes everything.
prosecutors finalized new evidence.
We need to be absolutely sure.
Fingerprints, fibers, and witness accounts all pointed to Bundy. The case was now airtight. Bundy knew they had him, but still refused to hire a lawyer. He wanted the stage, not the defense.
Of the jury. The
June 30th,
prosecution will now present
1976,
its
the
case.
second trial began. The crowd filled every seat, cameras waiting for his smile. Bundy entered in a suit, calm and courteous. "I will represent myself," he announced. The judge sighed. "Proceed, Mr. Bundy." Bundy began cross-examining witnesses one by
Did you
one.
take responsibility for your actions that day? You said you saw my car. Hal.
"You said you saw
Was
my
it
car.
dark or
Was it
daylight?
dark or daylight?" "Daylight," she replied. "Then why are the headlights on?" The crowd murmured. Bundy smiled faintly. He objected to his own objections, confusing even the court clerk. "He's enjoying this," whispered a reporter.
You're
Each
saying
move
that you are
rehearsed,
innocent.
each smile deliberate.
I am innocent.
Prosecutors countered with evidence from the crime scene. The tools found in his car matched the victim's description. Bundy leaned forward, studying them like curiosities. When asked to explain, he replied softly, "Coincidence." The prosecutor pressed harder. "Then why were they under your seat?" Bundy looked up, smiled again. "Because I put them there."
That doesn't make them criminal.
"But that doesn't make them criminal," he added. The judge struck his comment, but the jury had already heard. For a moment, Bundy smiled, as if he'd won. The prosecution closed their case, confident the evidence spoke for itself. The courtroom exhaled as tension hung thick in the air. The judge turned to Bundy, asking if he had anything left to say. Bundy rose slowly, buttoning his jacket like a man about to give a lecture. "I am innocent of these charges," he said calmly, with the faintest trace of confidence.
But I respect this court.
"But I respect this court, and I believe truth will prevail." Some jurors lowered their eyes, avoiding his gaze entirely. After a brief recess, the jury returned with their verdict sealed in an envelope. The foreman rose, unfolded the paper, and read one word: "Guilty." Bundy didn't flinch, not even a twitch in his jaw. Cameras flashed as reporters scribbled headlines they'd prepared long before the verdict. The judge's voice cut through the noise. "Theodore Robert Bundy, you are hereby sentenced
to a term of 1 to 15 years.
to a term of
Draper
1 to
Correctional
15
Facility.
years at Draper Correctional Facility." Bundy nodded once, almost courteously, as if acknowledging a formal invitation.
I didn't
As
do
deputies cuffed him, he whispered something that only his lawyer heard. "This isn't over," he said softly, eyes cold as steel.
This isn't over.
Outside, flashbulbs exploded as Bundy was escorted into the transport van. Draper Prison, Utah. A new chapter in his carefully written story. Bundy behaved impeccably, polite, articulate, and unsettlingly calm.
He was too smart for this
Guards
place.
described him as too smart for this
Don't
place.
understand.
He spent hours reading law books, memorizing procedures, and watching routines. Every sound, every step of the guards logged somewhere in his mind.
What might they get?
To most, he looked harmless. To himself, invisible. At night, he sat still for hours, eyes fixed on the small window above. Maybe he was thinking of the law. Maybe he was planning a way out. Outside, headlines declared the nightmare was over. But for Ted Bundy, the nightmare had only changed shape. Within weeks, he learned guard schedules and memorized shift rotations. He asked again for access to the law
Requesting
library,
access
a
to the
familiar
law
request.
library.
The warden approved without hesitation. Bundy smiled as the heavy door shut behind him. No one noticed how long he stayed in there. No one checked the window high above the bookshelves. Bundy had seen it weeks earlier and measured it in his mind. That night, as others slept, Bundy smiled in the dark. He had found his first way out. But what no one knew that night was that Ted Bundy's story inside Draper was only beginning. In less than a year, he would vanish, not once, but twice, leaving America in disbelief.
Couldn't have gone far from here.
Watch the next episode to uncover how Ted Bundy slipped through the cracks of justice and into legend.